Len McCluskey, a warm welcome to the Isle of Man. First of all, what brings you here?
Well, it's my first visit to this beautiful island since I became General Secretary. I've been before, in fact, going back to my youth, I used to come here on holiday, so it's great to be back here. Gives me an opportunity to meet with our activists and our members and to share with them some of the concerns that they've got at the moment, in particular with the government's announcements in relation to their review. We'll be meeting with the Chief Minister later on and I'll be exchanging thoughts with him. The message that I bring, of course, to our membership here is that the Isle of Man is extremely important. It's got a great future and we've got to make certain that that future is shared for ordinary working people, and they're not made to bear the brunt of any decisions by the Westminster government to cut and slash. I'm slightly concerned that perhaps the House of Keys and ministers may be falling down the same trap of public bad, private good, which seems to have engulfed most of the UK and where there is disaster after disaster. So looking forward to the visit, looking forward to the discussions.
You clearly read the scope document. I mean, without preempting what's going to be discussed this afternoon, what are your initial views? Because it's an in-depth publication.
It is in-depth, and obviously, as I say, it takes us down the route of always wanting to contract out, always wanting to suggest to people that private and agency work is better than direct public services. We reject that completely.
Lessons to be learned from the UK.
Absolute lessons to be learned to the UK. All over the UK there is disaster after disaster where private companies have been asked to come in to provide services. It's cost the taxpayer more and the services haven't been as good. So we hope to persuade the Chief Minister and his colleagues that isn't the route to go down. We've got lots of ideas ourselves and we want to engage in debate and discussion. These are difficult times, we accept that, but we've got lots of ideas and we reject out of hand that ordinary people, ordinary working people are the ones that have got to bear the brunt of the problem.
Traditionally, in those difficult times you refer to, union membership goes up, it increases. Are you finding that generally across the board? And obviously the island, the population has a very high membership.
Yes, we are. I mean, we've always had a high membership density, as you say, here in the Isle of Man. We expect that to go even higher because, of course, as these attacks are placed at the door of ordinary working people, the only people they can turn to protect them and to make certain that their voice is heard is the trade unions. And so, yes, we'll be here ready waiting to welcome people into our union so that we can have that strong collective voice and hopefully government ministers will listen.
Finally, do you believe unions, I suppose you would say unions should be celebrated, but do they have the clout and the power they once had?
Well, trade unions have always been a force for good in our society. Of course, the media would try to paint us as the enemy within, always looking to have strikes and bring.
But do you have the influence,
down.
Do you believe?
Well, I do believe we do. You know, unions are still very powerful and very influential. If we weren't, then the government and the right-wing media wouldn't be attacking us every 5 minutes like they do. But we also bring a constructive approach. We want to bring an added value to our discussions, and that's what we do 95% of our time, not engaged in disputes and strikes, but obviously being prepared to stand up for our values and to stand shoulder to shoulder with our members when we have to.